obviously you guys have been in this situation with a lot of this group before, losing the game one. What's sort of your reaction to yesterday? What's the confidence level, and what's sort of the degree you feel control over the series that you'll have the ability to win tomorrow?
I just believe in the group of guys that we have. We got a lot of power on the court and on the bench, and we just got to come out with a sense of urgency. We knew they was gonna come out strong. It's their first playoff series in a long time. They were gonna be hungry for it, and I feel like we wasn't ready for what they had for us to start the game. And played behind the whole time. Never could get over that hump. I just believe in the guys that we have, and I feel like we can get the job done. By just slowing them down. Playing our basketball.
You kind of just said it a little bit, but talking about that sense of urgency. That was sort of the first half against the Warriors, too, where they were able to dictate the game. Why do you think that's happened twice in a row in pretty big games? And how do you guys fix that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's just we played the Warriors multiple times, but I don't know if it was like a fill-out game. I know it was an early noon game. Guys were just waking up maybe. Energy just wasn't there to start the game. But we kind of picked it up like end of the second, going into halftime. I just feel like we just got to come prepared. We do a lot of film work, and less practice that we've had. So it's a lot of film work. So we got to be able to apply to the court once we leave the film room. I feel like we wasn't ready at all.
KCP, how do you make sense of that 7 for 26 from 3 number for the team, and what do you do to just make more shots as a group?
Create better opportunities. We had a bunch that was open. I think, majority or half was open threes. We just didn't knock down the shots. We just got to be ready to shoot, knowing that they're going to show a lot of attention to AD and LeBron. So on the back end, we got to be ready to shoot. And that just being prepared, get in the gym. When we have time to get in the gym, get your shots up. Just being ready, knowing that the ball is going to come when they double.
Because it's been so long, you played in like a road environment like that. Do you think that had any factor on the makes and misses?
I would say, I wouldn't blame it as much on the crowd. Everybody, we've played in the crowd, like that before. Besides the pandemic that we had, but it was a different environment there. Just having the fans right on top of you. Even the courtside seat that was close. It probably affected it a little bit, but not as much. It felt good, just to have that crowd energy.
Hey, KCP, good to see you. Last year when you guys went into the playoffs, granted there was the hiatus, but you guys were a pretty well-established group. You guys had played together, for however many games, and everybody knew everybody really well. Drummond was just talking about, lineups not getting, not having time to work on certain lineups, maybe as much as you want going into the playoffs. You've had the injuries, you've had the health and safety protocols. How different does it feel to be in a playoff environment now when you guys are still figuring things out, maybe having to learn on the fly?
It's a little different. But we've been doing that all season, like learning on the fly. It's got like less practice, like I said, that we've had. It's more just film work and then applying it to the games. But yeah, it's a little different, just going in there with a group of guys. Like our starting five, we on the, this is the 4th game we'll play, together, maybe 5th. So it's been a lot of lineups that we've had to lean on. But yeah, it get difficult. Just still trying to figure guys out. We don't know, how they want the ball, where they want it. And as far as like having two bigs on the floor, finding that spacing between AD and Drummond. We learning on the fly, like I said, and it's going to get better. We take our film session real seriously, and we apply it.
KCP, you have this dual role of being in this series to knock down open shots, also to defend Devin Booker. How important is your play to the success of this team?
I think my play is very much needed. Just as far as like having that energy on the defensive end, where I need to just start. Because tough matchup, tough series. With Devin Booker, he's a scorer, and he can do it in all type of ways. So just trying to have my focus more on the defensive end, and then when I'm open, shoot the ball, knock down shots. What I've been doing my whole career, and been in the organization for 4 years. That's been my job. 3-and-D. So and I take that very seriously. So it's gonna be tough, but I lean my hat on my defense, so it's gonna be good.
All right, we have time for two more. So the Gilbon. KCP, speaking of the defensive end, where did you feel like your guys' breakdowns were against Devin Booker? Like, kind of what specifically, and then kind of what can you do to improve in that area as a team?
I feel like we did a great job on Book. He just made a lot of tough contested twos. I don't think he had an easy shot. Besides like the 1-3 he had at the top of the key that I can remember. But we made it tough for him. He had to take tough twos. He's a great player, an all-star. He gonna knock down some of them shots. But we just gotta be, more physical. I feel like we wasn't physical enough with him, and we gotta be able to like just get stops. When we need him. Not have get him a rhythm. To try to take him out of his game as much as possible.
And last question, please, Martin Medina.
KCP gets there. How would you compare what the mental toll has been like this season compared to the unique challenges in the bubble, and what have you tried to do to navigate all those different circumstances?
It's been a lot of mental toughness, as far as like injuries that we've had, including myself, like the safety protocols, a lot of things have deterred just like our mental health. We gotta make steps forward, and now we're taking a step back, so it's trying to find that balance in between them, just like trying to stay focused on the task at hand.
Hey, Andre. Watching film and kind of going over things, where was DeAndre hurting you guys most, and kind of what can you do to make life a little harder on him?
Just keep him off the offensive glass. Don't let him get into a rhythm earlier in the game. I think I did a pretty good job on him in the start of the game. Throughout the rest of the game, he got a good rhythm going.
Bill Oram. Hey, Andre. Two questions here. One, what do you view your role in terms of trying to get AD going in the offense? Like, how can you help him, get more involved? And then two, how integrated do you feel at this point? With the number of games you have under your belt, how integrated do you feel with LeBron and everything you guys are trying to do?
Yeah, to touch on your first question, to get AD going, I think we need to start him off earlier in the game. He has a smaller matchup on him in Jay Crowder, so I think we need to attack that and exploit that matchup early. And I think he'll get into a rhythm right after that. And I think for me personally, getting Me personally being here, I'm learning a lot with the minutes I'm playing. I mean, obviously I'm doing what I can with the amount of time I'm on the floor, just trying to do the best I can to help the team as much as I can. I mean, that's really all I can tell you. I think I'm getting acclimated just fine. It's just doing what I can when I'm out there.
Andre, I recognize the result would have been the same as your playoff game in Detroit. I wanted to know anything about yesterday's playoff experience. Just, I don't know, being part of this group with this expectations, the way maybe the opposing fans view your team versus how the opposing fans would have viewed that Pistons team. You can compare this playoff experience so far versus your time with the Pistons.
I mean, I think the playoffs are the playoffs, regardless of what your seeding is or whatever your year was like. I mean, it still was a hell of a playoff experience. The atmosphere was crazy. I mean, it felt like full capacity in that Phoenix arena. So it's good to see people back in the stands again, especially for our first playoff game together.
And maybe it goes without saying, but like, how much are you lusting for that first playoff win?
You know, it'll come. You know, it's nothing that I can really do to make it happen. It's just we just got to go out there, play to the best of our ability, and win the game.
Hey, Andre.
Kyle.
So last year, the Lakers had a really good result with this lineup with AD playing center. And obviously, you know, that the lineup is talked about a lot now. Do you feel like maybe some of that experience from last year and the way fans experience it maybe alters expectations for other groups, including groups where you're playing center on the floor? Do you feel any of that?
I think with the big lineup, I think it's just we didn't have enough time to work on it. So it's something that we're kind of just throwing out there with little time and little experience, and I think we're doing a good job of figuring it out on the fly. Despite us being in the playoffs right now, I mean, obviously lineup changes are gonna happen. We're gonna do whatever it takes to win. So it's just feeling it out and trying to do what's best for the team.
All right, we have time for one more here for the yoga.
Yeah, Andre, I'm curious, where did you feel like your guys' defensive breakdowns on Devin Booker were? Was it in the pick and roll? Was it rotations? Like, where did you kind of see him getting free or hitting some of the tough shots that he made?
I think it's just Devin Booker being Devin Booker. The shots he were taking were contested. I think we defended him well. I think early in the game we allowed him to get a lot of easy shots, which is what got him into that rhythm to where he could hit those difficult shots down the stretch of the game. I think we just need to do a better job and be more physical.
We held that team to, 99 points. I mean, we played good defensively, and we gave them a ton of points as well. You know, a couple transition. They had 16 transition points in the first half. Like I said, second chance points. So we just got to be better on that end. But there's no way we're winning a game, let alone a series, with me playing the way I play. So, this was on me. I take full responsibility for sure. We'd be better game too.
So, Anthony, you as you said this before, if you don't have one of your better games, it's on you. What do you attribute that to for today's game? Whether it was mindset or actions, or what do you think?
No, usually I come out the gates, very dominant, and I think today, we had it going. Brian hit a couple threes. We get into the paint drum, and so I kind of just got lost in the offense. But I still have to be assertive and find ways to get the ball. It just kind of took me out of rhythm, but that's on me. I still got to find ways to make plays on that end of the floor offensively. So, like I said, it's on me. I'm not too worried about my performance. I know I'll be better. I know we'll be better in game 2 as a whole.
Hey.
Anthony, what are these next couple of days going to be like for you? Frank thought that despite what you were saying about your own performance, the way the defense was playing you maybe it was opening up opportunities for other guys. Is it film study? Is it trying to get on the same page? Is it change your mindset? Like, what do you do to actually bring to fruition what you're saying about how you'll play better next game?
No, I think it definitely opens up the floor. I mean, we had a ton of great looks from three wide open. So it is opening it up for other guys, absolutely. And once we make shots, it definitely opened it up more for me. But just, looking to score, looking to be aggressive when I catch it in the post. They didn't double tonight. I think Jay Crowder and Aiden guarded me most of the night, so they wasn't sending double teams. And in those situations, they have to score the basketball, and if they do come double, find guys, and we got to be able to make those shots. So it's just about coming out, being aggressive, and not looking more so to pass or get lost in the offense because we're rolling, but still being able to find ways to get the ball and dominate at the same time.
Kyle.
Hey, D. You talked to us on Friday about trying to steal home court advantage by winning game one. You heard the fans tonight and saw what it was like in this building. Does it feel like losing game one in this series is more costly than some of the game ones you guys lost last year?
No. I actually felt back to normal. It felt great to go out there and hit the fans, to beat LA, and all the other stuff. It felt like playoff basketball, to be honest. So we still got opportunity to steal home court in game two, and it's another opportunity for us. So we be ready to come out and play Tuesday, and looking to get that one and get two back in LA. But it felt good, it felt normal. I mean, to be back in the visiting arena and hear the crowd, some cheering, some booing, because we do have Laker fans here. But it felt great to play in the playoff atmosphere again.
AD, I was wondering what your perspective was on the play where Chris ended up tangled up with LeBron and LeBron went down on the box out. Frank called that a dangerous play. What was your point of view on it? And then what's kind of the level of intensity between these two teams right now after that play and the technicals and the ejection?
It's playoff basketball. I didn't necessarily see the play. Only what Brian had told me, But it's always tough. He missed a free throw and jumps up to get the ball. Anytime you hit somebody's legs, it's always a dangerous play. And that's what you don't want. You don't want anyone getting injured from plays like that. So, but it's the intensity is where it's supposed to be. Guys get into it chirping. That's playoff basketball, and that's what we have to get better as far as a team. I feel like they was a more physical team tonight from the gate. We had to be better in that department, but with the AC and Cameron Payne, Trez coming out defending them, that's all sticking up for your teammates. But it's basketball. It's supposed to be that way this time around the year.
Last two, Dan.
Eddie, I know it probably feels like an eternity ago, but game one of the playoffs last year, I think you guys scored 93 points, missed everything.
Yep.
What was the adjustment after that game? And is that something that you think this group can use here in the next 48 hours?
The adjustment was just, everyone talking and saying, make shots. Be confident in your shot-making abilities, and we came out game two and made shots. That's all it is. I mean, guys can't lose confidence in themselves because we missed shots in game one. We got to, excuse me, we probably get to the gym tomorrow, walk through some things, and guys